Hello, 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 and welcome to Kaylin's Corner. I'm your host, Kaylin, and this is my corner of the internet, where I talk about anything and everything that comes to mind. Thank you for joining me, and I hope this finds you well. I hope you're enjoying your day so far. Welcome to my corner of the internet. Don't mind me while I stall trying to find this week's word of the week. Well, it's Word Genius's word of the day, but considering that I only upload podcast episodes once a week, I'm gonna call it word of the week. Plus, I did say this in a previous episode before that I love alliteration and I enjoy the alliteration of word of the week as opposed to word of the day. So there's that. But today's word of the week, or Word Genius's word of the day, is a little bit of a toughie to pronounce. Or at least, I don't know, me looking at the word versus the way that the enunciation is shown underneath is a little. Mm, it throws me off a little bit, to say the least. I can't really find the words to describe. But anyway, the word of the week is escutcheon. Escutcheon? Escutcheon. The origin is Old French, 15th century. Um, there's two definitions for this word. The first one reads, well, in parentheses, also escutcheon plate. Okay. Excuse me. A flat piece of metal for protection and often ornamentation. I wasn't sure if I read that right, but no, ornamentation around a keyhole, door handle, or light switch. Oh, I didn't know. Wow. Okay, escutcheon. Interesting. So the metal frame around the keyhole or the light switch. I didn't know that's what that was called. I didn't realize those things have names either. But it makes sense because, well, everything has a name, everything belongs somewhere. Like, well, I say that in just because in my mind, it's like everything is categorized as something, everything has a name, even if you don't know what it is. Like, now I know that well, I guess it has to be metal. Does it have to be metal? Hmm. Because, well, at least now I've noticed that a lot of the pieces around the light switches can be plastic. So maybe there's another word for the protective piece around the light switch if it's plastic, or maybe they're all just escutcheons. The second definition reads a shield or emblem bearing a coat of arms. Oh, so like when they when they when countries would go to war and they would have their custom shields with their coat of arms on them. I'm thinking specifically in my brain, like when I read the second definition, I was thinking of the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Full government name, yeah. That was another movie that I had on DVD growing up that I would watch a lot. Not enough to know all the words, though, like I did with Shrek, but still one of those movies that I thoroughly enjoyed quite a bit. I think it's because of the fantasy of it all. Because why is this lion talking? And how did he die but come back to life? I don't know. I haven't watched that movie in a long time though, but I I want to watch it now that I'm talking about it. I'll have to find it and watch it one of these days, perhaps. But yeah, anyway, getting a little sidetracked. I'm a yapper anyway. Examples of a sketching in a sentence. Every outdoor lock was protected from the elements by a swiveling brass escutcheon. Okay, makes sense. The antique tapestry featured a large escutcheon at the center. Huh, okay. Oh, but a shield or emblem bearing a coat of arms. So it doesn't have to be a shield with a coat of arms, it's more so something with a coat of arms. So I guess the tapestry or a shield, something. Escutcheon came into English from the Old French escutcheon. I feel like I read that in more of like a Spanish accent. But anyway, which referred to the Latin scutum, meaning shield. Scutum. I don't know. I'm not really sure what the different accent marks on some letters mean, if I'm being real with you. Like, this world, this world, this word is spelled Scutum, but the first U has a straight line above it. I'm not 100% sure what that means. Although I do vaguely remember having a word of the day on like a not on a podcast episode, not on a recording day, rather. Um, that was talking about like the marks, the accent kind of marks above certain letters. Don't remember it though. It's been a little bit. But anyway, did you know the fun fact to go with the word of the week, word of the day, is with the Latin root scutum, meaning shield. Now I have to like figure out how to pronounce that because it's gonna bother me if not. How do you pronounce scutum? Oh, I love being wrong. Scutum. Okay, I wouldn't have. I don't know. I just wouldn't have pronounced it that way. Clearly, I didn't. With the Latin root scutum meaning shield, escutcheon. How do you pronounce this thing? Escutcheon. What the freak? Escutcheon. Oh my goodness. With the Latin root scutum meaning shield, escutcheon once described a shield-shaped coat of arms, but it's more commonly used now in architecture. It refers to shield-shaped stone ornaments that have decorated buildings from the Gothic era to the modern times. Today, most escutcheons are literal, not figurative, shields. Their job is to shield less attractive parts of functional items from view. For example, an escutcheon may be placed over the hole in the wall from which a bathroom pipe emerges, or around a doorknob or light switch to hide the hardware. Makes sense. That makes sense. Well, now I know that a escutcheon is the part around the light switch. That's what I'm going to mainly associate it with, even though I read other examples like the doorknob or hiding the pipes in the bathroom. But a escutcheon. Word of the day, little fun fact too while we're at it, huh? That's what it feels like anyway. It's a fun fact. It's good to learn something new every day. And I do feel like I do, not necessarily just words, but you just learn new things. Whether it's about yourself or something in the world, like a sketching. It's something. Something. Constantly learning and growing. Constantly learning and growing. There was something that I wanted to talk about, and I am looking in my notes, but I don't think I wrote it down. I have my notes from last week. And you know what? I was yapping so hard last week that I didn't even talk about everything that I wanted to. But I'm gonna finish that list now, actually, because why not? First of all, may he rest in peace. But Liam Payne died? What the freak? It was so shocking and such a tragic. Sorry, I'm trying to find the words now because it's not something that I've really spoken about like aloud with other people. It's kind of something that I've seen on the internet and that's about it. So it feels a little surreal to say aloud. I personally, I mean, who else am I going to be speaking on? Anyway, I wasn't a directioner per se growing up, but One Direction was really popular. I was more of a five sauce girly. 5 Seconds of Summer, that is, in case you're not familiar. However, with One Direction being so popular, I would see them all the time, especially being a teen on the internet. Like, let's be real here. If you're on Stan Twitter, you see it all. You see it all because you have mutuals that are in different fandoms and, it overlaps. So you get to see and hear a lot of the drama or just overall news from other celebrities with their fandoms and whatnot. And I feel like 5 Seconds of Summer and One Direction were close enough because I'm pretty sure they toured together, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, yeah, no, because I do remember seeing, um, I forget which band member it was specifically, but the members from 5 Seconds of Summer were also upset of Liam Payne's passing because they toured with each other and they were friends from what I understand. So, yeah, there was enough overlap to where I would see and I would hear about them, see pictures of them when they were touring and performing. So, it's very surreal, a bit of a I don't want to use the word crazy, but like that's the first thing that comes to my head, baby. He's gone. And he was only 31. And I find it, well, I don't want to say I find it ironic, but also, that was the first thing that came to mind. So I do find it rather ironic because I feel like in my more recent episodes or lately, I've been talking about how later isn't promised, tomorrow isn't promised. So you kind of gotta, so you kind of have to just live in the moment and do the best you can with what you have because you don't know when it's gonna end. Be grateful for what you have and where you are, even if it's not where you want to be. It can get better. If it can get better, I'm gonna leave it at that. I still cannot believe that he's gone. And I saw like Twitter was flooded with posts about him and his passing, and people were going back onto their accounts that they haven't been on in years because what the freak? What do you mean he's gone? He wasn't supposed to be gone so young. Nobody, well, I don't know what to say. Nobody can't make all or nothing statements like that, but who would have guessed that? I certainly wouldn't have. And it was so sudden in the way that it happened too, so tragic. And I heard via social media anyway. Well, ironic that I say that. I heard that even, I think it was his sister, some family member of his, found out the same way that we did We being like other people on the internet via social media, via the internet. Can you imagine learning of the passing of your sibling or a close family member through the internet, through a tweet, through a random article, and not, I don't know, through I mean, but how, but it's like, how would you want to be informed of I want to say like heavy weight to bear, but that seems like, doesn't seem like the right phrasing of words. Of such a tragedy, really. I don't know. Is there really a good way to find out? I guess there's probably better ways to find out. But I genuinely could not believe. I had to Google it when I saw it on Twitter because the internet, people on the internet be lying. And then when I Googled his name, it came up with his birthday and his death day because it had already been confirmed at that point that he was gone. Gone but never forgotten. And oh wow. I I mean, we're still learning things about the moments upcoming, like, I don't know, to la, 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 la. Words, can we find them? Please and thank you. Like towards the end of his life, uh, what was going on and all that fun stuff. Not fun. Not the right adjective to use. Adjective? Adjective. Not the right word to use. Yeah. There was a tweet of pictures of his hotel room. Crazy stuff. Smashed TV. Drugs all over the table. And something in the bathtub. It was a bit of a hot mess express. But I did also see some other tweets. I'll have to link them if I can find them. But they're talking about the drugs that were found in his system too. It was a bit of a list of narcotics in his body. A little bit scary, a little bit crazy. Probably what drove him over the edge. Honestly. It was, I don't know. It was very shocking. I honestly don't know what I wanted to say about it. It's sad, but I haven't really talked about it out loud. It was one of those things that caught me by surprise, as it did many other people on the internet, I'm sure, because who was expecting that? That was not on my bingo card. Not that I ever would have put it on my bingo card anyway, but still, what the freak? I still can't believe that he's gone. Even though I wasn't really a directioner, they had their bops. They had their bops for sure. But yeah, I'll definitely link the tweet that I saw of his hotel room in the description of this episode, but I am gonna have to do some digging for the other one. So if I don't happen to find it, it might not be linked in the description. Wah, wah, wah. But speaking of Twitter, This is a little bit old news now, I guess, because I this was also something that I wanted to talk about last week, but I didn't. The Tesla robots. What the fuck is up with those things? I can't say that I'm a fan, genuinely. I feel like there have been so many movies already, maybe even some shows talking about technology and having robots specifically. Like it doesn't seem like a good idea. Also, like I feel like it's a waste of resources, low key. I don't know. I know that they're trying to slowly replace the workforce with robots instead of humans because, well, you don't have to pay a robot to do work. You just program it to do what you want, and that's it. But do we really, like, how do we think this is going to end? People have to be occupied with something. They can't just be cooped up in a room all day. Well, I mean, it's not that they couldn't because, well, you can do anything you put your mind to, but they probably shouldn't be cooped up in a room all day just consuming media to the mass. I like I don't know. Consuming media as much media as they can and eating whatever snacks they have available. It's mm, mm. It's rather what's the word I'm looking for? What the hell are you waiting for? It's a little bit concerning the way that society is going now with technology and all that stuff. At least when I think about it sometimes, because, well, okay. It's really cool, really nice, really fun that we have access to so many things at our fingertips. Like, I'm hungry. Let's order food. Okay. I'm bored. Let's watch a movie. Okay. Or I'm bored. Let's play a game. Okay. I'm bored. Do you want to call? Do you want to talk on the phone? Do you want to FaceTime? Do you want to video chat? Okay, sure. You can do so much with the technology and resources that we have available, but what about the human connection? What about going outside and enjoying the sun? I know wintertime is approaching, so sun the time in the sun isn't really gonna be too long anyway, especially with the way a lot of jobs are in terms of scheduling and whatever. I saw a tweet the other day actually talking about how it's gonna be it's, we're getting closer to the time of the year where it's gonna be dark outside when you're on your way to work and dark outside when you're on your way back from work. And that is so depressing. Being inside the whole time the sun is out, depressing. God, I understand why Persephone was crying, screaming, and throwing up when she was in the underworld with Hades for 6 months. Oh my god. Was it six? I'm pretty sure it was 6 months. I don't know why that story has always stuck with me. But I remember learning of the story of Persephone and Hades in what grade? Sixth grade, and it's always stuck with me for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why. Persephone is the daughter of Demeter, goddess of the earth and of the harvest. Hermes relates how one day she is out picking flowers when Hades, god of the underworld, comes to the upper world and sees her. Hades is entranced and takes Persephone down to his underground kingdom to become his bride. Kidnapping someone to marry you is so crazy. Like, what? The audacity. First of all, I don't even know you. Second of all, put me back where I came from. What the fuck? Anyway. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. But then she ate those 6 pomegranate seeds and she was stuck down there for half the year. Depressed as fuck. Greek mythology is fun. I don't remember too much of it, not in detail anyway. Honestly, I think the story of Persephone and Hades might be the one that I remember the most of. Think I phrased that correctly. Honestly, not sure. Not sure, baby. But it's fun. Percy Jackson, the books, the movie. Yeah. Read those. Been there, done that. I remember the first time I went to a casino, it definitely gave Percy Jackson vibes. I was like, "Oh wow, and this is real. Like it this is real." Actually, I'm going to take a moment to talk about casinos for a second. It's been a little bit since I've been to one. Actually, it's probably been like a month now, but whatever. Who cares about the timeline? Those places are so unreal. Like day if you're well, not that I've been during the day, but day or night, you wouldn't know a difference. There's no windows. It's just people sitting on a chair, either at the machine or playing the card games, whatever. And it's just colorful, bright ass lights. My God. Come out of there with the fucking migraine. Well, not that I have really. I'm just I'm just yapping out of my ass right now. But really though, it's crazy. It was a surreal moment, a surreal experience, at least the first time I went. I've been a couple times since then, but just for funsies. You can't get stuck in there. The gambling addiction goes crazy. People spend oof, days, weeks, months of their lives accumulated. And anyway, just hoping to hit big, win the jackpot. And by all means, it's your time, your money, your energy. You do what you would like. But you got to know when to stop. Sometimes that's the tough part. For me, anyway. Knowing when to stop or even just pushing myself to start. There are some things that I just have trouble, excuse me, starting. Like, I know what I need to do. I know how to do it. I know how to get there. Or at least in a way I have like an outline, an idea kind of thing. But it's the pushing myself to actually start that is a bit troublesome. And I am pretty sure that it has to do with excuse me. That was a good burp actually. I'm pretty sure it has to do with like a fear of failing, feel of fail, a fear of failure. Because who wants to be wrong? Who wants to fail? But also, I'm aware that failing and being wrong is what helps you to grow and to learn. yes, you can learn facts and things through a book or through videos or media, whatever, but you got to gain the XP by doing. That's how I try to. I don't want to say rationalize it because it's not irrational, but I guess my fear of just not starting, or yeah, I guess my fear of not, I guess my fear of being wrong and what's the other thing? I guess my fear of being wrong and I don't know, making myself look like a fool. Where am I even going with this? I feel like I'm just fucking saying words right now and I don't have like a genuine stream of consciousness. I'm just saying things. And it's a little bit annoying, a little bit frustrating right now. Honestly, genuinely not so happy with the way that this episode is going. And it could be because I started off on such a depressing topic. Could genuinely be that. And I don't really know how to raise the spirits from here. I started off okay, I guess. Look at me judging myself before I even finish recording the episode. Just doing a little self reflecting, I guess. Listen along if you'd like. Give some advice if you have any. Uh, I lost my own train of thought there. The squirrel brain goes crazy. I need to do something about that. I need to do something about that. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused. Ooh, excuse me. Getting a little eepy, getting a little bored of myself talking low key. And you know what? Sorry, that was me tapping. If the sound came through, I'm not even sure. And you know what? It low key makes sense that uh no, I don't want to be mean to myself. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say because there's no need for the negativity, especially towards myself. Being a really harsh critic of myself right now. I do feel like I can be so boring, so monotonous, even with my podcast episodes. But I also, low-key, don't feel like I get much time to think about what I want to do. But also, welcome to my therapy session. But also, I don't really have the greatest amount of motivation to mm, I don't know, come up with things to talk about. Like sometimes there will just be things that I've done or seen and I'm like, oop, this would be exciting for me to talk about, or this would be fun, or this is like, what the freak? Like, I don't know, something crazy, blasphemous, something unexpected, like the passing of Liam Payne. That I put it down because it's I don't know, shocking. At the very least, shocking. A lot of people, well, not a lot. I did see a tweet uh around the time that the news broke, I guess the day of, saying that finding out the passing of Liam Payne's death kind of felt like, I forget what it's called exactly, but like the island from Inside Out. um like that just collapsing. That's what it feels like. And even though I'm I wouldn't consider myself a directioner or anything like that, it does very much feel that way. Because what the freak? What do you mean? Like that's all I can think to say. What do you mean he's gone? What do you mean? I don't know. I don't know. I think hello. Me saying it aloud has kind of helped it to settle in my brain a little bit, and now I just don't know how to move on. Because when I see it and I read it on the internet, it's like, oh wow, okay. But then when you talk about it aloud, you verbalize it. It's a little more surreal. Like, oh, he's gone. I can't believe it. And here I am again talking about it. A little depressing. A little bit. I was doing reflect. Oh, because I was talking about uh, the earlier bits in my episode, but we're gonna move on from that actually. Oh, you know what else I wanted to talk about? Oh, I wrote down anticipation for a robot movie because last week, a week ago today, actually, part of my plans before I ended my podcast episode recording was to go and see the new movie that released recently called The Wild Robot. It's a DreamWorks movie. Shout out to DreamWorks because they create bangers. I know bangers is something that's really used for music, but uh I'm gonna call the movie a banger because it's one in my mind. Oh, The Wild Robot. But yeah, I went to go see The Wild Robot last week. It was such an amazing movie. The story is so heartwarming, so cute, so lovely. I really enjoyed it. Although I will say I do feel like some of the scenes and things kind of went by pretty fast. I don't like the story was rushed for some parts as opposed to others, but all in all, excuse me. All in all, the movie was great. Such a amazing little story. So cute. I would go watch it again. I was gonna say I was hoping that the movie was gonna make me cry, but saying that seemed like I feel like it sounds a little depressing in a way. I wasn't necessarily hoping the movie was gonna make me cry, but when I originally saw the trailer, I'm pretty sure it was on Instagram. I was going through reels and whatever, and the trailer really caught my eye. So I actually like continued watching it on there as opposed to skipping through. Because I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm on social media, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever, if I see a post that says sponsored, I just automatically scroll right past it because I don't care. Which I feel like sounds a little fucked up to say because not every sponsored post is going to be from like a big corporation or whatever. But I just, if it's sponsored, I don't want to look at it. I don't know what it is. It's just the way I roll, baby. Um, but I saw the trailer on Instagram Reels and I watched the whole thing and the trailer made me cry. I didn't sob, but I cried. Like my eyes were fully damp, tears down my face. I was like, "Oh my god, that's so cute. I need to go watch this movie when it comes out." And this was months ago. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure my mom even sent me the trailer. She was like, "This looks like such a cute movie." And I was like, "Oh my god, yeah, I saw that trailer earlier today. How funny is that?" I don't know if she sent it to me actually or if she showed it to me and she was like, "Did you see this?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I saw it." But I remember us having an interaction in regards to the trailer. Anyway, such a good movie. I wonder what does Rotten 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, 8.4 out of 10 on IMDb. Wow. It's a good movie. Shout out to DreamWorks. They did their thing. Also, I didn't realize Pedro Pascal was one of the voice actors for this movie. Totally fooled me. Totally fooled me. But shout out to Pedro Pascal. We love him. And shout out to Chris Sanders, the director. Not that he needs a shout out from me, but he did his thing, baby. He did his thing. I highly recommend watching The Wild Robot if you are even of a sliver interested. Or if you like to watch movies, go for it. I recommend it. It's so cute. Didn't make me cry, like I said. I did shed some tears. I shed like two or three. But I thought it was gonna make me like full on sob, like the trailer did. Well, I thought it was gonna make me full on sob because the trailer made me cry, but it didn't, surprisingly. And at the end of it, it made me feel like there was something wrong with me. Like, hello, where are my emotions? Did I turn them off or something? What's going on here? This is unusual for me. Because well, I am a pretty emotional person. I mean, well, I was gonna say, aren't we all? But no, everyone's different. So to each their own. I'm quite an emotional gal, especially when it comes to watching movies and things. I feel with my entire heart. And so some movies will always, without a doubt, make me cry. And so, honestly, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about this as I'm speaking. Perhaps that's why I don't watch too many anymore. I went and saw. I went to see Inside Out 2 a couple months ago. I think I spoke about it on here. But anyway, good movie. I did enjoy it. That movie definitely made me cry. I cried a bit. I was holding my tears back in the movie theater. I was like legitimately holding my tears back. Or trying not to sob uncontrollably because I was like, "Oh my god, Riley." And yeah, no. Uh but there are just and like Coco. Well, I know Coco is like more of a recent movie, but a movie that will always make me cry. Bambi, another movie that will always make me cry. What else? What other movie always makes me cry? I keep on thinking of animated movies now. If I Stay, based on a book, I'm pretty sure. Another movie that always makes me cry. Although I might have watched that movie enough times to the point where it won't make me cry if I watch it again. But I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to watch it again and put it to the test. But I feel like me saying this now, if I do watch it, I'm gonna actively try not to cry just to prove myself wrong in a way, which is kind of fucked. But I don't know, my brain works in mysterious ways. So that movie came out in 2014. God damn, that was 10 years ago. Oh my god, that's crazy. The Fault in Our Stars, another movie. I've spoken on that. Lila, I've spoken about that movie before on here as well. Another movie that makes me cry. And I did rewatch that movie earlier this year. It did make me cry. A little rom com. Paper Towns. I'd honestly, it's within the same genre, but I don't recall watching it. Another movie based on a book. OMG, Nat Wolf. Oh my god, speaking of, he and his brother Alex are touring with Billie Eilish and they were opening for her. Like, good for them. I would have loved to go see them. And you know what? Spotify did send me a notification saying that Billie was performing nearby since I do listen to her. But they sent me a notification literally the day of. Excuse me. And while I didn't have plans, when I clicked on the notification, was forced to buy 2 tickets. So it was a little bit of a hmm, quite the predicament for me anyway, I guess you could say, because well, first of all, it's too late to buy tickets. I mean, I guess if they were available, they were available, but the tickets were like 250 each. $500 to pay for tickets that I don't even know if I'm going to be able to make it to. What if I end up going by myself? Then the other ticket's like a waste of money. And it's like, yeah, no. But that would have been so fun. I haven't been to any concerts this year actually, and it's a little saddening thinking about it right now. Last year I went to 2, but also to be fair, in my entire lifetime I've only been to 3 concerts. So, it's not really surprising. Last year was just a good year for concerts for me. I got to see Steve Lacy and Joji live. I love that for me. I do hope to go to a concert sometime soon. I have to look and see. I know that Steve Lacy is working on some new music because he keeps on posting about it on his Instagram. And it really makes me excited to. Well, I mean, I'm sure that's the whole point of him doing all the posting to hype up his fans about the project in the works. But I'm so excited. No dates have been released as far as I know, but I also haven't really done any digging in regards to it anyway, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Aww, how cute. I opened Reddit because before I started recording this podcast episode, I was like, maybe I should just read something. Like maybe I should take a page from a book a couple months ago. I don't know. I'm trying to fucking phrase this while I'm looking at this cat picture. I'm kidding. There's books in the back. Oh no, there's no books in the background. Legos in the background. That's actually sick. Anyway, I was thinking maybe I should go back to my roots kind of thing and read some Am I the Asshole posts on here because it's hmm it's a bit of a mindless act for me. Like I'm just reading the words on the screen so I don't have to go and think about anything too crazy until excuse me, until after I get all the information in my head. But I was reading through the titles and there wasn't anything that caught my eye, so I was like, whatever. I'll just talk about whatever's in my notes from last week that I didn't get to talk about. And so I did. But then I just now decided to open Reddit up to maybe read something. And then I came across the subreddit cat names, and someone said, help me name my calico, in parentheses, Halloween theme. And the cat is so freaking cute. Fun fact, actually, speaking of cats and Halloween themed, I have a cat, if you didn't know, and her name is Boo. Boo. It's Halloween themed. My sister was the one who named her, actually. Well, yeah, no, she did name her, but she asked me to name her, and I was like, girl, I don't know. And then I started playing peekaboo with her. She was like, yep, that's it. Gonna name her Boo. So there's the little story behind my Kiwi cat's name. Her name is Boo because I was playing peekaboo with her. She also wanted it to be Halloween themed because we got her around Halloween. It wasn't around Halloween. It was around October. It was the end of September, like September 29th or 30th. I can't remember the exact date. I'm kind of bad with days, kind of bad with birthdays. Actually, I don't even know her birthday. I know the gotcha day because I have pictures from when she came home, but if it weren't for those pictures, I wouldn't remember. I wouldn't remember, unfortunately. But I am gonna link the Reddit post with this calico kitty because kitty's so cute. Let's see. Just got this beautiful girl thinking of leaning into Halloween names due to the time of year and and her colors. Any thoughts? Buffy, let her hunt the bloodsuckers. Love it. Gonna consider that one. If she get angry, you can call her Puffy Buffy. Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. They both have patches. Oh, that's cute. Sabrina, Pumpkin, Tabitha. Tabitha. Okay, stop playing with them. Ginger, Pumpkin, Nutmeg, Candy Corn, Butterscotch, Boo. Ginger would be a great name for her. Nutmeg is my favorite. Ginger Boo, Nut Corn, Butterkin, Candy Scotch. Mix some of these up. Candy Corn, Candy. Winifred, Winifred. I was gonna say, oh, okay. I don't know where that's from anyway, but oh well. I see that it's okay. Someone's commented Winifred or Winnie. Mm, Winnie for short. Sorry, brain fart. And then someone commented underneath it saying, "I was going to say Hocus Pocus. I really like Winnie slash Winifred." So I guess that's where it's from. Fake Halloween fan here. Hocus Pocus. Haven't watched it in years. You know what? I don't think I've watched any Halloween movies this year. Holy cow. I watched the Wild Robot movie, but that's the only movie I've seen recently. And before then, no, there was a rom com that I watched recently, but I think it was a rom com. I'm afraid to open my Hulu app because I don't know if it's going to stop the recording or not. But it wasn't, I don't know. I wasn't too crazy about it, so not really gonna speak on it anyway, but yeah, don't mind me just looking through the the cat name subreddit. Jackie O Lantern. That's kind of long for a cat name, but I guess if you just call her Jackie and then when you're mad at her or she knocks something down, Jackie O Lantern. Why did you do that? Oh, so silly, so silly. Oh, that's a good question. I Continuing my scroll on Reddit, it's the Ask Men subreddit, and someone asked, what's the item you'd rush back into your burning house to save? Everyone is out and safe and you've got insurance. What might be in there you'd chase back after? Edit, everyone out safe, including pets. Okay. So before I read through. Wow, wait, no. I don't know. I don't even know what my answer would be. Genuinely. Actually, probably my backpack that has my photos in it. Like old pictures of pictures of me from when I was younger because there's no getting those back once those are burned. The pictures that I have on my phone, they shall live, they shall survive. But those physical pictures of me growing up, if those get turned into ashes, that's it. That's the end of them. So I'd probably go back in to save that. Because everything else of value can be replaced. My Switch, my laptop, mm, don't really. I think that's what I would go back in to save. I don't really have any like prized possessions. My plushies will. My plushies will understand. Oh wow. The first comment says pictures and letters I couldn't replace. My kids' blankets that they love. I'm assuming by everyone is out. You're including dogs too. Pets aren't people. Wrong. Okay. Seek professional help. Animals are not humans. Stop using animals as surrogate children. Oh wow. Someone's coming for blood. God damn. I mean, they have a point. Okay, logically speaking, animals are not human. Like I love my dog and my cat, but they're not they're not people. They understand you a lot. Yes, sure. But it's not the same. It's a different kind of relationship. A relationship with your pet versus another small human being because well, the small, tiny human being will continue to grow and learn, or they have the ability to grow and learn and communicate with you in a way that a dog and a cat can't. They can communicate with you, sure, through their body language and even through their voice in a way, but it's not 100% the same. Extremely similar, yes, but not the same. Anyway, let's continue to scroll. I do want to read some more. Mm. Oh, wow. Someone commented, everything is replaceable. People are not. Send your mother in law to get stuff. Had me in the first half. Hmm. My computer. I've had the case since I was in high school and have built it from scratch and upgraded it every other year or so. I spent too much time and money to let it burn. LOL. Understandable. My gaming PC is probably the most expensive item in my house, and the only thing I'd probably truly miss if I had to go without when starting fresh. So that's about the only thing I'd run back for, too. Respectfully. Respectfully. I would, if not my pictures, I definitely would run back into replace my. I mean, not to replace, to save my computer, my laptop. I mean, yes, while monetarily it is replaceable, it's just easier to not have to replace, you know? What the Someone said that picture of Kim Jong Un, of Kim Jong. Otherwise, I'm done for. Interesting. I thought I said Kim Jong Un, but Kim Jong. Hmm. I'm pretty sure it's still referring to the same person anyway. My hard drives. Rush back into save? Bruh. I'm just not leaving. It'll be agonizing for a few minutes, but it'll be over fast. Oh no. Smoke inhalation will get you before the flames do. Yeah, that sounds painful. Coughing to death? No. I understand the spirit of the question, but in reality, nothing. One thing I definitely can't replace is me. Fair. Fair. There's no going back. If everyone, including pets, my comic book collection. If it doesn't, my cockatiel. Kanjika. Oh, cockatiel. Little birdie. Gotta save the bird. Set that birdie free. Or, well, not set it free, but grab the cage and run. I got a few family heirlooms, some watches that cost me a few dollars, and some rare books. But I wouldn't risk anything to save them. I'm the only one who really cares about any of those things, and I can let them go. Someone said, my guitar. Heck with the kids, dot dot. Oh, wow. When the OP responded, the kids are already out. I didn't say you had to put them back. That's funny. Passports, green cards. Yeah. Important paperwork. Yeah. Pictures and paperwork. Put them in the same place and it'll be easy to save when it's time. If that should ever occur. A lot of the I was gonna say a lot of the same answers have been popping up, but then there's one that says my guns, and it's like, why? Like, why? Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm not a gun girly that it's so mm, meh. Like, with the freak is all I have to say. Anyway, uh, I think actually I'm going to end this episode here. Getting a little tired of yapping, believe it or not. And I'm also getting a bit eepy. Thank you for sticking around this long and listening to me yap. I do very much appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed at least one part of this week's episode. May you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for coming to Kaylin's Corner. Bye.